So, my name is Bella. For anyone who doesn't know, welcome to my channel. New videos every Thursday. So, if you haven't already, I don't know what you're waiting for. Hit that subscribe button and come on back next week for more. Alright, so today we're here to talk about a topic that came back up. I kind of touched on this topic a little bit before, but I felt like I needed to make something more specific to this. Basically, we're talking about if it is possible to be pro-black and be in an interracial relationship. This has been coming up a lot more because Donald Glover, he did the This Is America video.
This is America.
And then the pictures came out of him with his wife. People were like, oh, he's fake, and people were saying the same thing about Jesse Williams. It had me thinking, because I've heard some people too that were like, he don't care about black people, not just black women, black men too, were like, he portrays this black character, Atlanta is all about being the hood, he has this black woman in the show, but in real life it doesn't reflect that. So people were like, he fake, he ain't really about the people, he's just using it for profit. And it had me thinking, like, can you be pro-black and be in an interracial relationship? I feel like it's not just a yes or no answer. I feel like it's kind of a gray area. So basically, I feel like, yes, you can be pro-black in an interracial relationship to an extent. I know people who I feel like do care about black people, who love me, who think that I'm amazing, but are in interracial relationships. And I think a lot of people think when someone's in an interracial relationship off bat, they just hate their people, they're totally rejecting their people, and I've come to find out, at a point, I kind of thought that was true, honestly. I thought that when I saw that, it's a lot of the time it was like rejection of your own people, you're not really down for the cause, and I feel a little different now. I feel like you can be pro-black about black rights, you can be pro-black about the treatment of black people, about equality, all that type of stuff, like just the black people being treated fairly, caring about black people. And just because you're in an interracial relationship doesn't mean you haven't had black experiences and that you don't know what it's like to be discriminated against and stuff like that. So you can care about those things. So yes, in that way you can be pro-black. But pro-blackness is a wide spectrum. It's not just that, it's also black family structure, black love, black unity. So in that way, not on that side of it, because it's not something that you live, so it's not really something you can speak on. You can't talk about the black family structure, raising black kids and certain things because you're not in that situation. So I do feel like, but like I said, I do feel like you can still care about black people, you can still want to help black people, you can still, all those things. People make fun of this, I talked about this before, people make fun of this in movies when someone's like super duper pro-black and then you see them in a white person, you're just like, what?
The brothers weren't mad anymore. Yes. Whitey is something else. Damn.
My great Nubian warrior, dinner's ready.
And you see that a lot in society. Like you see certain women who you think are like pro-black, they got the natural hair, they seem very Afrocentric, and then they're with a non-black man, and you see it with black men. I don't feel like pro-blackness is just one way. I feel like there's levels of pro-blackness. I mean, you can be pro-black to a certain extent in an interracial relationship, yes, but you can't be pro-black to the highest extent, I guess I would say, and if you're not with a black person, because your household, your life reflects a lot of who you are as a person, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it doesn't mean you don't like black people, doesn't mean you don't care about black people, but it does mean that people are only going to listen to you to a certain extent, if that makes sense. And I also think that people can be in a relationship with a black person and not be pro-black and be so like Trump supporter, off left field, don't care nothing about black people, self-hating, I don't think it's just like, this is pro-black, this is not pro-black. I was so surprised when I heard that Frederick Douglass was with a white woman and stuff like that. Like, it's like mind-boggling to me. But you know, when your life's mission is that, and you're just all about like black love, black power, black this, black that, and you're with someone in another race, it does seem hypocritical. I'm gonna say that. It does come off as hypocritical. It's like, and talk the talk but not walk the walk. That's kind of how it looks. And like I said, I don't think it's as cut and dry to say that just because someone is with someone who is another race that they can't care about black people and love themselves. I just think that their pro-blackness only goes so far. That's all. Me personally, I do consider myself pro-black, and I consider myself pro-black to the highest extent. So I feel like for me, I probably wouldn't interracially date. I just need to have a black man because I am so about that life. Like I just couldn't have it any other way. But I try not to just write people off in my mind when they are in an interracial relationship as though they don't care about black people, because I don't think that's true. Some people I'm not going to give the benefit of the doubt. I can see that you're just talking the talk, but you're not walking the walk. You're not about it. You don't care about black people. You're just about yourself. Well, like I said, I don't think it's so cut and dry. And you can just write somebody off and say you don't care about black people because you're in an interracial relationship. But I will say, like I said, you cannot be fully pro-black. You can be pro-black to a certain extent, but you can't be fully pro-black because pro-blackness is there's a lot to it because our people have been through so much. I feel like the biggest threats are not outside of us, it's within each other. I feel like colorism and self-esteem and, you know, the black family structure and keeping the black man in the house and certain things like that are things that we need to work on. I don't even care as much about racism and stuff. I feel like we can make our own way. Like I love that back in like the 50s and the 40s, we had our own hospitals, we had our own stores, we had our own banks, and we had our own like community, a strong community, you know, and now we don't have that. And I think it's because we expect too much from other people instead of expecting it from ourselves. So for me, I feel like a lot of it does start in the home. A lot of it does start with yourself. A lot of it does start with your family structure, with, you know, with raising your children a certain way. I do. So for me, I do think that's a big part of it. A huge thing that we need is to see black men and black women showing respect for each other, loving each other, talking highly of each other, you know, having that family, showing that having a black child is okay. I feel like it's all about like having the mixed kids, and you know, I do feel like it's an important thing that black people need to see. Young black people and just black people in general, images they need to see is of that black love, that black unity, that, you know, that's very important. Black love does matter, like it does, and we don't see it enough. And there is still a lot of, you know, black love and people who are in black relationships, but I feel like there is something to the fact that our race interracially dates more than anyone else. I think there is something to that deeper than just, oh, we're in America, you know, cultures, you know, we're gonna get together, da da da. There's something more to that. We need to build the love for each other, the community back, and you know, more than caring about what other people are trying to give us, trying to get what other people got, like include us in this, include us, you know, always looking for inclusion. We need to do our own thing. We need to maybe seclude ourselves a little bit and have our own community, just like the Koreans do and the Hispanic community does, and Middle Eastern people and Indian people, and you know, just they have their own tight community in America, in the US. Our communities are a little typically divided and not strong. So I feel like we need to build that. That's like something that's very important to me. But going back to this, what I said, I don't feel like you should just write people off as you don't care about black people because you're not in an interracial relationship. I don't think that that's fair. But like I said, I do think that pro-blackness to the fullest, you will have a black partner because you're trying to build that black family, because you're building that next generation of black people, and I think that that's very, very important. So yeah. So tell me what you guys think. Do you guys think that it is black and white, that it's like if you're in an interracial relationship you can't be pro-black, And you know, if you're in a black relationship, then that's pro-black. Like, let me know what you guys think. All right, so if you guys like this video, y'all already know what to do. Help a sister out and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, share, comment, and all that good stuff. And come on back next week for more. All right, you guys. Until next time.